Hi everyone, this is Karen Elaine with Yasutomo, and I'm going to show you how to make this fun little portable watercolor journal made with a tag cover. And it's just a really fun little project, and you can take it with your Niji watercolors and take it with you on a little trip, and it just makes a really nice quick project. And I'm going to show you how I did it. You'll need a tag 4 inches by 8 inches. That's what I used for this. And you'll need some for the inside. I am using the Niji watercolor pad. I basically took 2 pieces out of the pad, cut them down to 4 by 6, or actually a little bit less than 4 by 6, more like 3 7/8 by 5 7/8. And I folded them in half, and now that's a signature, and I'm going to use that. That's going to go in my little tag cover. You'll need some papers, and I'm very excited to use the painted papers and the collage papers in the brand new origami paper. This was designed by me, actually, and they're going to be so much fun to just do collaging, but they also are awesome origami papers for paper folding, paper crafts, and scrapbooking. These are acid-free. They're printed in Japan. They're designed by me, like I said, but printed in Japan, so they are perfectly beautiful for origami and all kinds of paper crafting. So let me tell you the whole process. So I'm going to take a piece of deli paper, and I'm putting it here on my table, and I have a tag. This is just a manila tag that I bought, I believe, off Amazon. They come in different sizes, and I think this is the largest shipping tag you can get. Sometimes I try to take the little reinforcement hole off, but these are a little harder to get off, so I'm just going to leave it there. And I'm going to use some glue. I'm going to use a glue stick today because it's just quick drying. But if you really want a nice bond and repositional bond, you can use Nori paste, or you could use just white glue. But I'm going to use this just to make it easy and quick. So I'm going to take my papers, and I'm going to decide I can cover the whole thing. That would be easy. But I'm going to do just a little bit of collaging. I'm going to just take this, and probably will go maybe using this side. I think this is really pretty, and I'll just tear off a piece, and I'll place it right here. I think that's a good spot. I think that's going to be really nice. And I can trim the excess off afterwards. So I'm just going to put it down, put some glue down on my card or my tag. And I'm going to just put this right on top. Right there. Kind of like that white, this contrast. The red, the blue, the white, a little bit of pink. And I'm just going to put it over on my tag. And really, just as long as I go outside the edge of the tag, that'll be fine. And I'm going to cover the whole tag with just little bits and pieces, and I'll probably fast forward this. once you have the tag covered completely, you can smooth it down and get any excess glue that might be on the tag, and just trim the edges all the way around the tag with your scissors. Trim any excess paper that's hanging off. And then what you might want to do too is punch a hole back into the reinforcement hole, or this top hole. And what you could do is it's already strong, but just to make a decorative hole, what I like to do is find a piece of paper that kind of works, a piece of the paper that just kind of goes with it. Let's see, I think that looks good. I'm just going to try to bring out one of the colors in the collage here. Maybe that one. I think that would look nice. And what you can do is this little punch is just so handy. It actually creates this little decorative reinforcement hole, which I think is just so nice. And you can just use it out of the same paper, so it just all goes together. Just going to put that down with a little glue. And this should sit for a little while before we start the process of putting making this a book cover. But I think that looks really beautiful just like that. It's a nice little tag. But now we're going to make the book. One thing that I like to do, if I feel that this kind of needs an edge or something, just to kind of finish it off, gives a little bit, just a better look, I'm just going to take a little stamp pad. This is just black stamp pad ink and a little foam brush, and I'm just going to go around the edges just to give it a nice finish. Yeah, I think that looks nice. I like that. So now what you're going to need going forward, you should have these, this should be dry, but mine's a little damp. That's okay. I usually like to kind of let this dry, especially if I'm using Nori paste, because it needs to sit and it gets very damp, but it needs to dry. But I'm going to just go ahead and show you how I make the book. So I'm going to grab a little scoring board. You don't need one, but I like one. I like using this because it's really fast and easy. We're going to take, we're going to mark at 3 inches. We're going to make a fold line, and you can use this folding tool is great. This bamboo folding tool, it's perfect because it has a nice pointed little edge. And I'm just going to take my tool and give it a nice score. If you have just a back of a table knife and a ruler, you can do that, but mark it at 3 inches. And then again, make another score right at a 1/4 inch away from that. So you have a 1/4 inch here. And I'm going to go 3 inches again. So I've got 3 inches away. That's 6 1/4. I'm going to make another little score line. And at the 6 1/2 inch mark, which is a 1/4 inch away. So you've got basically, if you look, you'll see we've got 2 1/4 inch spines 3 inches apart. So now I'm just going to take that and start the folding of my cover. And I'm going to do that. So you can see that this side here is really beautiful, and this side, there's no need to re-glue anything. It looks like it held up pretty well. And now I have my tag cover, book cover. It's ready. I love it. It looks really so nice. Don't need to do anything more to it, I don't think. Great. So now I'm ready for that. Now I'm going to take my paper, my watercolor paper, and I've got a little pad that I'm going to just stick underneath. And this is where my spine is. This is where I'm going to be placing the book. And I'm going to use an awl. And I usually like a few little things in my little book binding kit. I've got some thread. I have a little needle and awl. That's pretty much all you need. The thread I have is a waxed nylon, but you can use waxed linen, you can use sewing thread if you put some beeswax on it. And I'm going to make a mark, and I could do this with a pencil so you can see it. So I'm going to make a, if I want to be exact, I can actually take this and at the 3-inch mark make a center, not 3 inches, sorry, 2 inches. At 2 inches I'm going to put a little mark, and then I'm going to make a little, it's about 3/8 of an inch apart from the ends. So I've got them kind of equally spaced. 1, 2, 3. That's where that's how many holes I'm going to make. And I'm going to do this a little differently because this is a little narrow spine edge, and if I were to do it all at once, I may not be able to center the book pages. So I'm just going to make a hole in the center, just starting the hole with my awl. And then I'm going to go through the whole cover so that I can see the hole there. So I don't jab myself. I usually just like to look, kind of gently go through like this, and just to keep from poking myself. There we are. So I've got the 3 holes. And now to do the book pages, or to do the actual signature, I'm going to just lay this over, like right on the center. And I'm going to clamp with my little clamps. I'm just going to take this little clamp and put it on. And I'm going to put the clamp on this side. And then I can adjust to make sure it's really on the center before I commit to the making holes. I'm just going to scooch it down just a little bit. So I think it's in the center. Yep, it's in the center. Okay, both sides. All right, now that I've done that, I'm going to lay this down. I have my holes that I've already pre-punched, and I'm going to just go right through the same holes, push down really hard on all 3 holes, and then what I'm hoping that I can see through, yep, there they are, and I can just go back through this one, and there it is. We got nice centered holes. All right, so that I'm ready to sew now. So I'm going to take my needle and my thread, and I'm going to just do maybe a couple of feet of thread, not too much. And I'm going to thread my needle, and this is just a waxed nylon. Waxed linen is even nicer than this. I just happen to have this in my stash. You can use sewing thread if you want. And I'm going to start sewing thread with wax. That always looks the best and works the best because it grabs onto the paper. I'm going to start my sewing from the center hole, and I'm just going to pull it through to, I've got a nice little 3-inch tail. I'm going to hold on to that tail, and I'm going to bring it through the next hole. Okay. And then I'm going to cross over to the hole that I haven't put a needle through yet. Okay. And then you can see I have, the only option really is to come through here. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to go through this hole, but I want it to come through the other side. So if my thread, which I see is on the right side of the string, I want this needle to come on the other side. So I'm holding that string a little over. So what I have is, you can see this thread is right in the smack in the center of that. In doing that, I'm just going to take a little, trim that off, and I'm going to just tie it up. I want to make sure it's snug. I'm not going to pull too hard because I don't want to tear, but I'm just going to make sure that those little threads are straight and that I've got a nice snug feel. And then I'm going to do my simple overhand knot, and I might do a second one just to keep everything in place. And just trim off any excess so that it's not sticking out. Now if you want a decorative string to be on the outside, let's say you have some colored thread, you can start your stitching from this side and then you can have string coming out. But I prefer to have it nice and clean. And now my little book is ready. It's done. My little watercolor pages are ready to paint on. And I have the book is ready. Now, one more thing that I like to do, the last but not least, because it's just going to pop open, I do have some baker's twine. You can use any color. And I cut off about, well, maybe a little more than 2 feet. And I'm going to just string it through the reinforced hole at the top, like this. And I'm going to just loop it. Now, you could loop it and leave just a loose loop, or you can tie it in a decorative knot, whatever works. But I'm going to just take it and wrap it around like this, and I'm going to tie it off. And the best way is to just leave it like this until your tag is completely dry, and it will kind of have a memory and it won't flop open or snap open as quickly. I'm just tying that off, and if you want, you can, there you go. You can trim off if you think your bow looks fine. You can just trim off any excess, and you can always retie. But I think that looks really nice. And if you feel like you want to add some little embellishments, like this one, I added a little watercolor focal point, and this one I added little circles, and this one I had to cover up some lettering that was upside down, and I just covered it up because it was just didn't look right. But yes, you can add layer onto your tag books, and there you go. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you enjoy making these fun collage tag books.